Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Greg from Harvey Woods. In this video, I'm going to show you all how to create content, add captions to your content, deploy the content to Facebook with hashtags, post that content, target local community groups, share that content, generate marketing, brand awareness, answer questions, and generate leads in the local community without having to spend money on ads. So what I went ahead and did was I opened up VideoLeap and I clicked on new project. I created a story format. That the story format is what gives the long kind of story format that you see on popular platforms like Instagram. What I'm doing is I'm going in and I'm adding a little bit of color filters just to make sure that the video looks pretty good. I'm just kind of swiping through, looking to see, like what kind of different filters are there. There's a huge different selection. You got to find what works best for you and your skin tone and things like that. And so I'm just kind of cycling through and checking that out while the video is playing in VideoLeap. What we're going to do is we're going to find that filter that works best for us, right? And looks professional, right? And we're going to apply that to our video, which we just did right there. And then I'm kind of just cycling through the video. I'm listening to it. I'm seeing the different things that we're looking, making sure that the filters and stuff like that, because this is going to kind of be our first draft template, right? We trim down our video in VideoLeap. We make sure that we're getting rid of any times that we're saying or long pauses in the video and clipping it. You guys might notice in other different types of content, right? They clip out the pauses in language and things like that to speed up the video, keep attention, and continually drive the narrative. What we're seeing right here is I'm just going in and I'm looking at the audio. I'm making sure that our audio sounds good. I'm making sure that all of the images and everything in the videos are cropped and things are looking good on our end. So like right there, weird ass face starting the video. We don't want that. We also want the video to immediately start with words because we have about 5 seconds to capture the person's attention when this post goes live. And so I'm kind of just cycling through here, making sure that we have nice clean data and everything for our content so we can start moving this into other different types of things. So right here, what you'll see is I'm going to go and add music. I select the music clip. I just did a screen record from YouTube. You click the music segment. When you add that screen record from YouTube, I grab some Bonobo right there. And then when you click audio, you can extract the audio. And here we have the audio right here playing. It's a little bit loud. But what we're just seeing is, hey, a little bit of background music on a video really sounds fantastic for things. It keeps people interested. It adds character to a video and adds a bunch of media. Here you can see that I'm just kind of cropping out the video. I'm finding a clip in that audio feed that I like. It's no different than sampling or making music or anything like that. And we're just kind of fitting the video. We're fitting the audio into the video. So we're like, hey, that's nice and clean. This is a good idea. This is going to be our first draft template that we're going to pull down and download onto our phone so we can use the other apps and platforms and things like that to further refine what we're doing. Like I said, our goal is to create a segment of video of us talking. We add captions because most users, right, are watching our video, but they can't use the sound, which is a little bit tough, you know what I mean? And so by adding the captions, it allows for people to watch our video, read the captions, absorb the content from our video without having to play it out loud. I'm going and I'm exporting. Everything looks good for my rough draft. We can consider this like the initial sample before we, start customizing it even more. I go and I select, let's go and export this, and I'm exporting it to my phone, 1080p at 60 frames per second. At 1080p, 60 frames per second, we're going to get the best of both worlds. We're going to get fantastic audio, and we're going to get fantastic visual. It takes a little bit longer to render the video, but in the end, we don't have any loss in quality because we always want to keep our posts just a tad bit more professional than what you would find with an average person. That's what sticks things out. So now that that's exported, I went ahead and I opened up CapCut. And in CapCut, basically what we do on this platform is it AI auto generates all of the captions to to a video and segments it for you so you don't have to write everything. And it does it in the formats that you see very, very popular YouTubers and social media influencers and things like that. This is what they use. And it automatically adds the captions. It adds different kinds of graphics and things like that people are familiar with, that people essentially relate success to. Because if you see a piece of content that is similar to a successful piece of content, subconsciously you believe that this is successful content as well. I'm hopping into CapCut, and I'm essentially creating a thumbnail. And so in this thumbnail, I'm just putting in some super simple text. Really, we just want to find a frame that allows for when somebody's scrolling, what would they want to see? What are we selling? We're selling solar panels. We want to see a guy with the solar panels in the background and some sort of caption that I relate to, where I want to continue watching as opposed to scrolling. So in this case, we are going to be posting this content to all the Stratum community pages. So for the thumbnail that I'm making is solar panels in the background from the video feed, me in it, and it says Solar Project Stratum, which basically says everything that people need. People in Stratum want to see related projects. They want to see work that is being done, and they want to be able to trust the person without having them come to their home. Basically what we're doing when we're creating influencing content, when we are doing mimetic magic, when we are doing psychological operations, if you will, basically what we are focused on is identifying our target demographic, where they are, and communicating in a way that they best communicate as. Now here they have camera tracking. With camera tracking, you need a larger panned photo. This, if you see popular dance videos where the person doesn't seem to move out of frame, that is because they would be using the body function of CapCut to do body tracking, so it keeps the body in the center of the frame using a couple AI tools. I found that didn't work in this case, which is great. This is the first time that I've actually used CapCut. I've used it a couple times, but this is the first time that I've gone in depth and said, hey, I'm going to make some Alex Hormozi, Ty Lopez, Grant Cardone, all these big personality types. This is how they put their content together. This is how they streamline it. And then they drop it through Facebook Business Manager, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you call it, all of those different things, and we put it in there. There's even AI Writer that will generate scripts. So you can put in some keywords into CapCut saying, I need a script for a solar sales professional on a roof talking about solar and welcoming people to get a free quote. And the AI will auto-generate it for you. We're going in and we're putting in automatic captions here. I do not have the CapCut license. So of course, they're going to ping me for about $75. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, as it is a $75 video. And so now I have the CapCut thing. If you guys would like to get CapCut, Video Leap, Pixel Leap, Image Leap, all the different things so you can create captivating content using content on your phone and all of that, please let me know. I'm more than happy to facilitate that access for you financially. Anywho, in this section right here, doing the boring, putting in your email and doing all of that stuff. I could edit this video even more, but I'm not going to. You might want to just continue scrolling on the video feed at this point, just because this isn't, exactly relevant. Like I said, I'm kind of just doing a lot of normal things to get it all set up here so everybody can use the content how they want to use the content. So it looks like I got everything that I need here. Perfect, good to go. It's worth spending money on good content and things like that, so it's not Bush League. So this auto caption feature automatically chops and takes all the words that you say, automatically chops it so it reads correctly as the video is going. You can edit certain sections that you're going to see here in CapCut, but this format right here is the most popular caption format, and the blinking yellow actually triggers people to pay attention more while we're watching the video. Once again, a lot of tips from Alex Hormozi here on how he puts together his content, keeps viewers watching, keeps people scrolling through his content, and eventually putting them through a ClickFunnels with sales. And so what we can see is in this section of the video here, I had like a hiccup, right? We don't exactly want us to be hiccuping or burping on a piece of video content. So what I'm going ahead and doing here is I'm trying to figure out how to remove it, but you can remove this content from your feed. What I'm seeing here is when I remove the content, I'm having an issue with the auto captions that were generated on the video. And what we're going to find is that the way to get around this is we delete the sections of video that we don't want in CapCut. And then if we just auto generate our dialogue and our captions again, it'll auto populate without that content in there, and we shouldn't have a problem. I think that I'm going to be figuring that out in a couple seconds here. Not quite sure. But like I said, so right there, I had a piece of video content right there, right? And I'm talking, but I don't have the captions. Here's where I figure out, hey, what we do is we just auto-generate our captions one more time, and boom, there we go. All of our captions are on our video, exactly where customers want our captions to be. We have our fully formatted video that's going, and now all I'm doing is I'm previewing everything to make sure that it reads right and it looks right, making sure that the words pop up at the wrong time and that they're synced up. If there are any errors or anything like that are going on with the video, that's where I can go and make small little edits, couple changes of some characters here and there. So for example, we see that the AI generated content had a little bit of an issue where on that first text blurb, where it says 603, I want that 603-793-4201. I want that phone number to pop up on its own thing so the person actually sees the phone number right there, as opposed to the phone number being chopped up where they don't see the full phone number. And so what I'm doing is I'm just kind of scrolling through. Here's where we see, hey, we're missing the 6 in here. Let's go ahead and put the 6 and keep the same formatting as the AI generated content. And then that way, when I'm speaking on the content and it's going out, those little yellow blurbs that are popping up, right, are popping up when I say them. And when they see the number, they're like, oh, this is this person's phone number. It's a 603 area code. I can trust this person. They're right in Stratum, and all of those different things. And so here I'm just doing a little bit of house cleaning on the CapCut content, making sure that my captions line up with everything, pulling certain sections left and right. You can use those kind of like little tail ends, those little white ends that you see at the bottom. You can use those to pull those left and right, create space where you can click and drag and extend a caption. And so that's kind of what I'm doing right there. And now we can see that everything's popping up great. Another error that we saw is harveywoods.io came out like that. The AI said, let's literally write dot as opposed to period. Obviously, we're not going to say, hey, contact me at greg@harveywoods, .io. That's real strange. I don't think it's too fast for me. And so there we go. We have email that's looking pretty good right there. And then I also sped up, I believe in the next clip, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I sped up the speed in which I started talking. So what you find and what a lot of popular YouTube creators, Instagrammers and things, what they do is when they're creating a piece of content to deliver to people, the first thing that they do is they chop out all sections that are like this. So if I spoke like this, hey guys, how's it going? It's Greg from Harvey Woods. You would chop it so it said, hey Greg, how's it going? It's Greg from Harvey Woods. And there's no space in between. It keeps attention. It shortens the video by getting rid of dead silence, ums and ands, and things like that. Finally, what we're doing for this video, now that everything looks great, is we have that sweet logo patch that, hey, I just want to throw it at the end of the video because it's a piece of Harvey Woods content and it's an asset that I think looks pretty cool. And so what I'm doing is I'm using the middle section. So in between clips, whether it's Video Leap or CapCut or something like that, they all carry kind of the same DAW format if you're familiar with kind of audio engineering and things like that. And so what I'm going ahead and doing is I went and I grabbed that image. I threw that image at the end of the video as kind of an outro that gets people stoked. In the canvas feature, that is the background on the back. And so what you saw was we had a white background on the logo, black background on Capka. We want everything to look nice and consistent. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, bam, change our background to white. And now that blends in nice and perfect. We go and we do just a cool transition or something of that nature, just to keep people interested, just to keep people like kind of watching the video, seeing who it is, what they do, why they're doing it. And in here, I'm just kind of messing around. These are trending kind of outros and things like that are statistically proven to keep an audience's attention. Remember, when we're talking about influence, we're talking about social media and digital marketing. It is all about capturing attention, and it is about presenting information that influences a decision in the direction that we want. A fantastic book, if you want to get better at this type of thinking, is a book called Crystallizing Public Opinion. It was written by a guy who investigated the best propagandists in the world. Here in this section, there was a piece of content where I said during times like this, it might be a good idea to get a quote for solar. And so I'm going online and I'm looking to take a screenshot of something that can support that information, where I can extract my audio from the video. And while I'm talking, instead of you seeing me on the video talking, you see the piece of strategic content that supports what I'm saying. Usually this is going to be a FOMO item. Usually this is going to be something that snaps the person out of the frame, provides them with realism. This is kind of how you can create a sense of urgency. For example, the world's blowing up. Israel's getting attacked. Oil prices are predicted to go from $80 a barrel crude spot price to 140, 150. Iran is getting involved with things like that. A little piece of content, you don't want to freak people out, but a little piece of content that you can snap to and point to and say, hey, it's not me saying this. Here's a credited authority that's saying this. I'm just giving you the opportunity to find a solution that addresses that. So I'm just going into my phone, taking a screenshot of the content that I liked, and then I'm going to try to throw it into Capka here. Basically, what ends up happening with Capka is there isn't a good way. You can't necessarily triple stack content, which is kind of a bummer. But regardless, I was just kind of investigating here, doing a little bit of discovery on creating the content. Like I said, I just wanted to show you guys, hey, how did I put this content together? How did I make it? What apps and platforms did I do? What kind of different opportunities did I take? I went to Bruno Marbacher's house when I was done putting in the critter fence and no one was there. I threw up a ladder. I was on the roof. I filmed a super short piece of content, and then I'm putting it together into a deliverable package, and then using our social media channels and our ability to network to put that all together. And so what we can see here is everything looks good. I do pause and I say, wait a minute, on our thumbnail, I have a solar project stratum over my face. Generally, people want to see someone's full face. Usually, it's a YouTube thumbnail, Instagram, anything like that, you see the full face. So I was like, okay, that's not going to work. How about we go with something a little bit more in-depth, a little bit more targeted? So here I had solar project stratum. Sure, are those the keywords? Yes. Is that the best way to catch a fish? I would say that those keywords are probably not the best bait for somebody who's doom scrolling through Facebook, watching Fox News at night in their boxers, or, investigating about solar panels at some point. So what I went ahead with was Harvey Woods Solar, install, Stratham, New Hampshire. Very clear and consistent for the thumbnail. Harvey Woods Solar, I know who we're talking about. Install, semicolon, or whatever that thing is, Stratham, New Hampshire. Hey, I live there. I've been thinking about solar. I live in Stratham. Here's a piece of content that is speaking directly to me through the community page. So if it's Jacob or it's Matt or it's Tom or it's Jamer, it's Chris, and they're sitting on the community page, our goal is to generalize our content, but make sure that the way that we say things are specific to the audience that we are speaking to. If we're speaking to Stratum, we speak to Stratum about Stratum problems. If we're in Hamptons, New York, we reach out and we talk to them about their problems. Hamptons, New York, they don't really care about how much the solar energy system is. They care about most likely the look and what it means to get solar. So what I'm going ahead and doing is I exported everything from Canva 1080p. That's fantastic. Then I'm hopping back into Videoleap and I'm creating a new project. And on that new project, I'm going to select the exported content from Canva. My little iPhone is not quite strong enough to run all this stuff, so I'm just closing that out. But what I'm doing is I'm hopping in. I exported, so we started at Videoleap. We addressed all the major trimming and things that we needed for our video. We didn't add audio or like music to the background or anything. We just trimmed it, put it all in there. Once that was good, we exported that 1080p 60 frames per second. We opened up Canva, we took that downloaded content in our photo rolls, and what we did was we said, okay, let's go into Canva and add auto-generated captions and make that super clean as well. So hopping in there, and what we can see is, all right, perfect. Here's our content right here. And then what I'm gonna do is I went into YouTube, I searched Bonobo Kerala, because I really like that backing track when you're making content. Use music that you like. Just make sure that the music doesn't have anything that is going to turn your customer off. Most likely in the solar industry, your primary demographic does not listen to Lil Yachty or Kanye West. Makes sense, right? So anywho, we put in that audio. If we select the audio feature and we turn down the audio, boom. Now we have a nice little backing track that is running on our account. We have Canva that has all of our auto-generated captions. We have our video feed that we took on site. And now we're just kind of putting all of this stuff together. We have our thumbnail and things are looking good. Using the audio, and here I bounce between different audio sources, and it's just part of the creative process, enjoying painting, if you will. Very Bob Ross, right? And so we're putting this thing, so I tried to put in a Kanye thing, and I found that most likely community residents in Stratum don't want that. But I do a little bit of editing. I make sure that all of the loops line up. If you do audio processing and stuff, you want to make sure that if you start a video on the one beat, that when we end the video and we loop it, it goes back to the one beat on a 4-bar measure. That makes it where somebody starts listening to the music and it starts cycling through. And instead of getting 1 play, we got 2 plays, 3 plays, 4 plays, 5 plays, because it was perfectly looped. TikTok people are fantastic at creating looped content. Even when they're talking, where the end of the loop for their sentence that they're saying in the content is the start of the sentence at the start of their loop. So you end up listening to the same thing literally 10 or 15 times. Finally, what I'm doing is, the logo popped up, but I still want to kind of drive things. I think I want people to listen to the music. I want them to really kind of sit inside the content. And so I have a black screen, and then I just added some text in Videoleap, and I wrote Harvey Woods Solar Engineering. And if I wanted to make the solar engineering a little bit smaller than Harvey Woods, I just had to create a second piece of text content that I overlap on top of that, and I put that right there. That looks perfect. Let's go ahead and export this 1080p at 60 frames per second and let that render. It'll take a couple seconds. Nice. Our next step here is we're going to hop into Facebook, and we are actually going to deploy our content to the specific community groups that we want to target and make sure that we're communicating to them in the best way that we possibly can. And so if we go into Facebook, we access our pages, what we will find is we have the Harvey Woods LLC page, and there's us with our content where people can meet us and everything. Our next thing to do is go ahead and create a post. So what you can see is from our page on Facebook. You cannot post directly because it is a business page. That means that you need to have Meta Business Suite downloaded to your phone. This allows for us to create posts, schedule posts, add hashtags, optimize audiences, fund our posts, and do all of the fun things that we need to do. So here we have Instagram and Facebook connected. So when we do one post, we're hitting both platforms. And I'm just kind of going through all of this stuff because I haven't had Facebook in a long time because I dislike the platform. But in terms of business and reaching our customers, it's ignorant to not use social media forums that our core demographic uses to communicate to them. I think that should make sense to everybody. Inside of Meta Business Suite, we have Harvey Woods LLC. Fantastic. We're going to go ahead and create a post. There's our post. Looks absolutely perfect. There's our captions. Absolutely perfect. We got a little bit of background music. It's cool. And let's go ahead and post this up. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we're targeting hashtags so we can slot our content into keyword searches that are happening on Facebook where our content will appear, where if somebody is following certain hashtags or certain accounts or certain lifestyles or certain things like that, we want to help Facebook see exactly where our content is going so the algorithm can say, hey, Harvey Woods just posted some solar content. These are the people that they're targeting. These are the different keywords, likes, different trends that they're focused on. Let's show that content to them. Because it's video content, it's going to rank higher than text content. And what we find is that this is an extreme cost-effective measure to generating leads, creating market and brand awareness, and creating a lot of friends that end up helping us. So here, I write a post that says, hey, Stratum, remember, we're creating specific content. We're having specific conversations with people. And so I'm just creating a post right here that says, hey, what's up? We did a solar install in this town. You live in this town. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. In this section right here, we're starting to go into hashtags. So what I went ahead and did was I wrote my post. I pressed enter about 3 or 4 times so it doesn't pop up on the main post with just a shit feed of hashtags. And I'm just going and I'm doing hashtags. NH Real Estate, NH Healthy Living, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Hampton, New Hampshire. All of the different things that if somebody's twiddling their thumbs and they're just sitting on Facebook and they're not doing anything, what are the things that our target demographic is searching? And then how do we place influencing content in front of them that elicits a reaction that we engineer? And so here, I'm just doing that. Okay, that's looking fantastic. There's all of our tags. There's our message to post to the page. There's our locations, our target demographic that we're speaking to, a piece of personalized content that they can see, captions that are put into everything, and now that is posted onto the business page. The business page serves as kind of like our overarching click funnel. As a person is navigating through the internet, they're going through a funnel in which we are refining our customer and lowering the cost of customer acquisition. We're doing that by strategic targeting of people online, geolocation, IP, and the likes and dislikes that they have across multiple platforms. We're streamlining our content across multiple platforms to serve that content to people. And through optimized SEO and keyword search, we're lowering the total amount of marketing dollars that we need to get our brand and our message out there. So here we can see, bada bing, bada boom. There's our post. Let's go ahead and share it. Okay, that is looking good. Publish, publish, publish. We're getting the video up there. Everything should be on the business page. And we're almost, boom, done. We're there. Finally, it is time to deploy our content. Now, I know that this video was a little bit longer, but once you become familiar with all of these tools, you can generally deploy this stuff, especially when you start creating templates and you get really good. It will take you less than 5 minutes to create complete professional content and deploy that to strategic groups. So what I'm going ahead and doing is I'm copying the link from the Harvey Woods business page with the post that we want to deliver to Stratum. Then we are networked into all of the local towns and communities. In this case, we are targeting Stratum. We are in the Stratum Talks group. This is where we add the link that populates the page with our video. And then we write the personal thing from our personal business account that says, really proud of this one, another utility bill hits the dust, or something of that nature. That way people are saying, hey, this isn't a scam offer. Hey, this is somebody who lives right down the road kind of talking to us. It makes it where admins that are going through content say, you know what, I'm going to allow this content to go through. It is business content, but it's pertinent to the community, and they're not overly selling something. Remember, we're educators more than we are salespeople. A good salesperson is an educator at heart. And so that's what we're doing. And we're in the Stratum community page, and we start popping all of these different links and sending out all the different stuff. Pretty straightforward. Obviously, we're not saying the N word online. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, right? But what we are doing is we are creating and engineering a narrative online that allows and influences somebody to go ahead and take a future action. A perfect example is what I was able to do on these Stratum pages, which is why I'm creating this content right here. Since this post, the posts that we have put into Stratum and all of that have already been viewed by over 50 people, which is more than we could ever ask for in terms of people who are viably interested. Now we know in this group, at least 50 people want to pull the trigger on the product or service that we're offering. So that's generally how we do it, how we put everything together. These are the different platforms and different methods that I use to create content, how I edit content, how I customize it and make that content professional, and services like this from another company. For somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, these services are going to cost anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 a month to create this content. With a team effort, we can push out a lot of content and narratives. We can have the local community get to know us better. We do not have to spend money on marketing dollars. We can also support our personal brands as we venture in our developmental careers as professionals. And we can do it in such a way where we start creating a narrative and we start pushing out the other companies who are using traditional advertising kind of channels. And we're saying, hey, let's just take their idea and deliver it to the customer cheaper, better, and faster. And the more that we do that, the more that we're going to be successful. I hope that you guys like this video.
If you guys are
I understand that it's long, but I also understand that you guys have no idea how to create content.
Give me a ring, 603-793-4201.
So I wanted to put this video together to show you how I did it.
Greg@harveywoods.io.
Hope that you got a little bit of value from it. If you did, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I love you all, and I will talk to you all soon. Stay tuned. Bye.
Stratum, what's up? It's Greg from Harvey Woods. We got an install that we just finished up right down the road here. Absolutely fantastic. 405 watt modules. This is going to cover 100% of what the homeowner is going to need, which, given everything going on in the world, I think is a pretty smart choice. If you guys are interested in getting a 3D model and design for your home, give me a ring, 603-793-4201, or email me at greg@harveywoods.io. I'm more than happy to help. Right now, I think I'm going to hop off of this roof. Stay shiny. Bye.